Now, I'm not going to mess with the whole Hall of Opportunity thing, because honestly, that's backtracking at this point, and I've created these projects to hand on to other people to manage. And part of one of the main, a significant focus of the Hall of Opportunity is that I want to socially hound stolen valor victims until they post a video expressing contrition. A video of action. If you do something to avenge vets, then volunteer with vets and convince a veteran to speak on your behalf. Ooh, oh my gosh. Yes. Contrition for stolen valor is to volunteer with a veteran organization of your choice. But you have to do it in one steady shot you have to volunteer and prove contrition to the degree that a veteran has to speak on your behalf. So in one steady camera, you have got to, in front of this person, admit that you have stolen valor, that you understand it is wrong, explain what you understand about that, and why you won't do it again. Then, camera shift, and a veteran speaks to your worth. Yes, my love. Yes, my love. Because the way I figure, at least for me, because I have always had the most to prove to myself, and I have always been harder on me than anyone ever thought. And Special Ops twice proved that. AIT twice. Both times on shattered ankles, thank you. Because me doing my best is always so much more of what's expected of me. So therefore, I have to be lying or faking or sandbagging or something, because people can't imagine that I would keep going. Well, everything we need to know we learned in kindergarten, and I was clearly front and center the day they said, do your best. And that is why I have not a fucking thing I'm ashamed of. Feel free. Look. Ask. All I ask is that you respect the privacy of those peripheral to my life. Karma's a bitch to bitches, yo. It's about contrition. David Harris's contrition is to volunteer with a battered women's shelter until a battered woman is willing to speak for him in much the same way. Marina Towers, I don't think it was brutally negligent. I think it was a sin of sloth. You just, no was an option. Very, very clearly, no was an option. So your contrition is the apartment I've already mentioned. Water facing, large as it gets, never, for perpetuity, no costs, no fees, no, nothing, for perpetuity, That's your contrition. And notice I'm letting you slide in a lot of respects. Because it really is a great building, and I really do like people. You just got to pull your head out of your ass and wipe the shit out of your eyes and realize that humans are human. Fucking get a grip, get some perspective, and get reasonable. Okay, that's enough of that lecture. Little Miss Doc Bitch. um, you know what? In the letter that, in the letter that, oh my God, I just have perfect contrition. Oh my God. Okay, so I told little Miss Doc Bitch that, if she continued to harass me, that I will sue her for every dime in her maritally joined retirement accounts. Because you gotta hit people where it hurts, or you don't have any leverage over them. Okay? Welcome to reality. Okay? She doesn't have any leverage over me because I don't give a fuck about complaints. And because, oh my God, I ain't have power. Guess what? The cops know I haven't done anything fucking wrong, and get anything they agree, they support me. Get a fucking clue. Nobody likes you. You are mean. Okay? So, I want to, everything but empty their bank account. And notice how I'm building in controversy in that, because I want Marina Towers HOA funds, which they have plenty. I want Doc Bitch and Marina Towers to have to work together, and they can figure out the costs either way. But I want 2 apartments on neighboring floors, close together, but apart. Need a little bit of space, but proximity. Both waterfront, both large as they can get. Alternatively, I will take any 2 apartments, water facing, neighboring, so one as large as it gets and one whatever. Preferably, as I'm sure America would support, 2 as large as it gets, or maybe even like 3, because what the point is you're going to do is you're going to knock the walls down and you're going to make them 1. Doc Bitch is all like, and Marina Towers is like, oh, it's not my problem. Guess what? I just made it your problem. And now, as Contrition, you guys have to work together to spend whatever you can wrestle out of each other's accounts to assure that both of you together, or all of you together, provide these expectations are met. And you know what? What a very beautiful, healthy, natural act of contrition cooperation is, especially for efficient use of economic resources for maximum impact, which is really what we should all be about. It is the American way, after all. Or it was, before we forgot what it meant to be American. Suggest some refreshers. Because the immigrants that take the immigration test, they know more about being American and quite often behave more American than Americans. Yeah. Reality. Woo! Only because we have been the ostrich with our head buried in the sand, wondering why it's dark. Other people's inadequacies are not my problem. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I am doing nothing wrong, and I have got a permanent, golden, get out of jail free card. Especially if I don't transgress. Whoa! Okay, so anyway, cooperation, money. Because I want them to argue over money. Okay, I want this to be emotionally charged because that which is difficult must be overcome for growth. But guess what? Remember the 5th of November. I think November 2017 is going to be the grand opening of Purple Combat Boots tri-state area headquarters #1 of this large ass fucking rocking awesome beautiful water facing apartment that is a 24/7 safe house for at-risk veterans. Doors always open. And that is Contrition of Marina Towers. Hey, yeah. Wait a minute. I forgot. John McHugh, you're in Marina Towers too. Oh, wow. Marina Towers is a whole lot of opportunity. So you know what, John McHugh? Not sure how we're going to fit you into it yet, but I think you need to be a part of it. Because I called the shots like Babe Ruth, and not even you listened. Plitzis, you may want to educate this young man. Sorry, that was, Anyway. Because then it becomes a he said, she said, blah, 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 Marina Towers versus Doc Bitch versus former Secretary of the Army, and some sort of little media scandal at least, or possibly even a reality TV show where, you know what, hit record, bitch, you got an opinion, share it. And let America decide if they agree with you or not. Because guess what? I'm pretty fucking confident a patriotic America supports her veterans. What you gonna do? Because it's all about contrition. Orisman Automotive, you fucked up. And I expect contrition to be personal and public. Orisman family, you really need to get more involved in the responsibility of your name. Orisman family, your contrition for having bartered on veteran coattails for God knows how long, God knows how many dollars made, God knows how much residual income made on that income. Point made. Orisman, you know that whole Marina Towers setup they're going to do? You're going to do the same thing with the property in Thailand. Because you fucked me over as a veteran, grotesquely, on multiple counts, criminal negligence that has resulted in a untreatable respiratory challenge, complication, that is only surpassed in my life by the absolute misery of having typhoid in Afghanistan. So guess what? All that money you've made off the name, all that name you've slapped on everything, all of the PR is in question. Because your actions, because the buck stops with you, because your name is the one on the door. So, you know, you want to tri-state market on veterans? Guess what? You're going to help empower veterans. And you're going to do it publicly because it's great PR for you. And it saves you so much more than lawyers and crap. And it gives you an opportunity to get ahead of the situation out of the gate. Do you really want to pick a fight in a social minefield that I have carefully constructed? Or do you want to go for the path of least resistance? Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People? And go for the win-win. It's low-hanging fruit, and it really, really benefits you. Trust me. I've made sure it does. And then that brings us to the happy, happy ending of me pandering for sponsorship and marketing to add value to values. You know, United Airlines, Corporate Communications Vice President Olson. You look like the kind of guy that's up for something different. You look the kind of guy that's up for, having some fun. And you know what? It's time United lived up to its name. It led the way. And it brought America back to our heyday. Empowerment instead of destruction, and joy instead of stress, and travel to be more of what it was, of enjoying the journey itself instead of just getting to a destination. If you're just trying to get to a destination, not only is there always the next destination, but you're missing a whole lot of life on the journey. Which is also why, and this is me shooting for the stars, hey, a girl could hope. And anybody that's interested, contact. We'll see where it goes. This is just a brand new percolating idea. But I really like the idea of partnering with Richard Branson for Virgin and Elon Musk to let's make some, let's create some new tech and expand into water condominiums that want condos, health recovery, mental health, new parent training, whatever else, so that these are kind of like check in, check out, enjoy the journey, stay as long as you like, kind of tailored experiences. And I literally have everything figured out. Because it's my brain's always working, right? I lay here trying to calm my mind to go to sleep, and and so we can run electric, water, whatever, through the ceilings and roofs. I want the outer of each floor to be an outward facing railing deck, so that the halls are outward. Hey, now I would like, well, no, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay, so in the room, I've already got creative design refunctioning, like, for example, the couches that fold into bunk beds, for additional space kind of thing or whatever, for moving the beds around, for instead of 3 drawer dressers, make it 2 drawer dressers, so that way it also doubles as a bench. I've got space maximization. I've got room tailorization, so like, for example, the billboards and stuff that are like triptychs, so it's like 1, 2, 3. So all you have to do is spin those little things and it becomes like a whole different thing. So we've got the 2 walls that could be nature scenes set up for whatever they want. I want the floor and the ceiling to be rough textured wood. So we're all getting back to nature, and I want the back of the room and the front of the room to be smart glass. I want the middle one, the back one, to be mirrored smart glass. So that instead of a door between the 2 rooms, if you want to put 2 rooms back to back, friends could hey, open the window, whatever kind of thing, easy see-through smart glass kind of thing, but retain privacy for either individual's choice. So like a door between 2 hotel rooms, both sides have to be unlocked for the door to open. Okay? But, you know, high glass mirror the rest of the time, because that's going to make the space look bigger and brighter. You know, I want the front part to be, because I want them both textured like the Asian um, door things. Brain damage. But I want like the front to be like a sliding glass door, but instead of like, you know, one shh, I want it to be so that it folds in on itself, so that it's just a small thing and the rest of it's just fucking wide open. And all the halls that are facing out, I want the same thing, but that would be outer plexiglass or something safer, so that in a storm or a bad weather or whatever, it can be closed off. In reasonable weather, it's opened up. It's all about versatility and tailoring things. Okay? Now, and if I've got this just on the construction, think about what I've got for the psycho. Think about what I have for the other stuff. You know, I mean, I get excited. I like that my brain runs like this, and I like that I'm finally being able to catch up to it, and I like how I am. I'm happy being this person, you know? I mean, my brain damage is the best thing that ever happened to me. You know? I mean, loving it, man. Anyway, it's the social psychology and the behavioral reconditioning or training is built into so much of what I've already gotten in mind, you know, and, you know, hey, ayahuasca, just being an example of one of the many natural, traditional, cultural healing drugs that I want to try. You know, keep the drugs in international waters. If people want to try things, if this is something they're interested in exploring as far as their recovery, as far as whatever, even if they're just curious kids, you know, young people, whatever. Safe, controlled environment with safety situations, with the best trained veterans running the show, you know. And hey, we're never even breaking any laws, because international waters is a beautiful thing, especially if you're spending a lot of time in them, because all you got to do is say, for example, on like a boat condo or a big ass cruise ship or whatever, you know, have a tailor, have an additional boat that's manned and crewed, that stays parallel course with the cruise ship, but or even in international waters, you can just tow the bitch, you know. But when we get into national waters, catch in a couple of days. You know, that way, no law is even broken. And you know what? If the secondary boat is designed in such a manner, they could even grow their own supplies, house a particularly organic group of badass vets that know what the fuck they're doing, and have a solid escape plan, because worst case scenario, it ain't worth anybody. You know, it's only stuff. But oh my God, you know, I mean, first of all, marijuana is illegal. Wow, really? What gave you the right to question God? Because I stand on the fact that I'm standing. You know, and people have a right. And it is our responsibility to provide access to fair, non-transgressive rights in a safe manner. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I'm looking at the time, and so I think it's done. Happy hunting, y'all.